Howdy, welcome back to Silverpunk. In today's video I'm going to be doing some impossible sand casting using a little known method to try and make a solid silver cast of a buffalo. Was it a bison? You may be aware that good old 365 set me a challenge to do a sand casting challenge to make this little bad boy, this little bison, buffalo, hairy cow, whatever you want to call it. I know there is some debate out there, but
this is called a buffalo round. But is it actually a buffalo?
There he is. I'm going to call him Hairy Cow. So we've got to sandcast this, and the challenge was to make it a replica. He wants this exact thing, because I think he wants to stand them up next facing each other, and they've got to look exactly the same, and I have to use this to actually make it from, and I also have to do it in a sandcast. So he hasn't made my life easy. I can't just go off and get another model or something and mess about with investment casting and that type of thing. So it's got to be a traditional sand cast. So obviously it's going to be a flask pour. And I have gone over in another video how these legs and this little tail may cause me some problems. Well, we know they're going to cause me some problems. So today I thought I'd run through and start doing it. So first job, I think, is what I'll do. First job is get it pressed in some sand and just see what problems we've got to overcome. So let's see what it looks like once we've got it pressed into some sand. So here we go. There we've got the sand. I've just put some in rough because obviously this is just a rough thing to have a look to see what how we're gonna work it. Now the flask's pretty small, so it's pretty tight. So if we were just to go ahead and push it straight in, we are going to have some problems, because as you can see we've got this space here where we're not going to get any sand, and if we go over halfway we're going to lose this leg. So yeah, we've got some people call it lots of different things. I like to call it dead space. We've got some dead space. So let's just get him pushed in and see what we've got to play with. And of course, not only have we got to get the legs, deal with the legs, we've also got to make a good impression to make sure we're getting the face come out and everything. Now, if you see that now, if I was to put the top of the flask on and then just put some sand in, none of the sand's going to get under there. I don't know if you're getting that on the camera, but none of the sand would get it up there or in between there, so we just wouldn't get a cast. It would just be a solid block, which is no good because it wouldn't come out and we're not getting what we want. So yeah, how are we going to do this? So you see, it makes a pretty cool impression though. Look, see his ears gone in and you got the... So I think it's going to be a really cool piece because it's really textured. I mean, it's not greatly detailed, so I don't know what the end piece is going to come out detail-wise, but you can get all the bumps in his hair. So yeah, if we put him back in, as you see, we've got that problem. Now, you could mess about, you could get some sand and try and... You could manipulate it like this. I mean, that would be okay for that leg. As you see, if we went like that, let's pull him out. See, that would be okay for that leg, but the front legs cause us a different problem. Now, if that leg wasn't so in line, as it were, if they were staggered, we wouldn't have a problem walking the park time, because we just put some sand round like that. The sand would stay at the bottom. We put the top of the flask on.
Bosh.
We're away. But it's this leg, because if we start trying to pack sand in there, we cover that leg up and it's no good. It's just not going to work, because when we come to pull the model out, we pull all the sand away, don't we? Like, I'll show you. It's probably easier if I show. I don't know if you're getting this on camera, but if we were to try and do this technique here, you see the back, that's sitting nicely on legs there. We'd build that up under his tail, but I won't at the moment. So that'd cast fine, because that pulls out, doesn't affect the sand. This one, we put the sand under the leg. When we come to pull him out, see, it takes all the sand with it. So it's just no good, we're not getting the cast. So that's the problem, that's the dead space. Where the sand is there, that's the dead space. That's what we've got to deal with, that bit there. Because obviously once she's pushed him, we'll push him in a bit further. So we can do that for that bit, so that's not a problem. His tail will get it pushed in further, we'll do it a little bit of an angle. So it's this area here, how we're getting round that. Because in an ideal world, let's do it again, we want that packed in like that. So we get a nice cast round that front leg. But obviously, it's just not going to happen, is it? Because when we pull him out, it's like that. So we've got to work out how we're going to do that. So, I've had lots of suggestions. I've had people emailing me I've had a couple of DMs and whatever saying, oh, you're going to do this way, you're going to do that way, and no one has actually come up with the idea what I'm going to do. No one's actually said, oh, has emailed me and said, oh, why don't you try this way in the actual way I'm going to do. I've had a couple of people say, just push it in that way, then do another one like that and do 2 halves and try and join it together. Well, unfortunately that wouldn't quite work, because you're going to have a terrible line coming all the way down the front of his head and all round the back. We will get, if you see on the model, it has got a line. That's probably how this was made, plastic, look, all the way around. So try and get rid of that if we can, because we might get a line anyway, the parting line, this front leg. So let's deal with this front leg. As explained, we've got to do something about the dead space here and under there, as we've seen from the sand. If I pull the sand back out, just so we've got it here, I can explain what we do. Oh, I've just cracked a bit off. as I can explain, if you imagine there he is sitting in there, so we've got to deal with this part here. Now, to deal with this, I'm going to use a bit of this first to try and work out what we're going to do. Now, this has come from my eldest daughter's toy box. This has come from 365's children's toy box. So we're using all the good stuff today, all the fun stuff. What we need is to pack. We need to pack some space inside here, don't we? Because this is where we're getting the problems caused. Now, there's one or two ways we could do all the legs. You see, I've built that back leg up, so that shouldn't be a problem. But we could go and try and do something like that. So then when we push it in, that pushes in nicer because it's a square, and it'll push in. Let's just have a go with all of it. No, I won't actually. We'll just do the first bit there like that. You can see I'm getting the shape. See, I've got the shape of both legs there. Needs to come down a bit more, obviously. So we've got the shape. We've got the shape of that, the imprint of that leg going in there, imprint of that leg going in there. So we're just shaping it round. Let's come round. I'm not very good at the old sculpting. There we go. It would then sit, if we then took this with our added piece and then pushed it in, as you see, it goes like that. I've got that there still. But then we've got that gap there, haven't we? It's still filled up, but it isn't sand. So then what we'd do, we'd come away like that. Then you'd very carefully, I don't think I can do it with this because it's going to squash. You'd then very carefully take that out and then put that back in. And then pour, put your flask on. And then do your pour. And as you can see, you've got the indent of the leg, indent of the leg. That'd be in there, and that'd make that leg and that leg. And you've got the outside leg. If I can fit him back in. But then you've got that outside leg running down there. Front leg sitting there like that. And it'd all, when it filled in, you're not going to see it very well. Pour in, it'd go down that leg, and that'd stop it, and it'd go down that leg, and it'd all fill in correct and nice. And we wouldn't just have a big blob underneath, because if you did it like that, it'd just be a complete and utter mess. So, trouble is though, you can't, as you can see, plasticine, Play-Doh, whatever you'd like to call it, it was plasticine in my day, is not, obviously, not going to work, is it? Because it'd just, I presume it'd just melt away, and it's not hard enough to push in. So now, I've got to come up with something that I can make, basically another mould, a two-part mould with, which I can mould round it, and it's going to set hard, and I can push it in, and something that's not going to melt when I push the silver in. That's the next job. And also, look at that, we're going to need a bigger flask.
A few days later.
So here we go. As I said, I had to buy a bigger flask. I got onto my lovely lady who supplies me with all my supplies, and look at this bad boy. Look at the size of that. If you're going to have one, have a bigger. And look, fits in nice. So we've got enough room around the outside. So we should all be okay when we come to do the pour now. So we can get on with working out how I'm going to do the dead space. So he's going to go in like that, and we'll pour down into his side there. And that's how we're going to do it. Let's get on with doing the dead space in between his legs. Look at that bad boy. You're having that Ha ha ha. Right, so here we are then. We're going to try and do the other piece of the mould, like I said, like I've showed you with the Play-Doh. But now we're going to use, I've actually again raided my daughter's stuff again here. She's going to go crackers when she finds out. For Christmas she had a little bit of air drying clay stuff, so I'm going to try and use this, because I mean you could use plaster of Paris, that'd work 100%. And I've also, I mean I've never actually done this method before, but I did see quite a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. And another technique you can use, you can actually get a piece of chalk and actually carve it, hand carve the chalk and push it in. But I just haven't got the dexterity, I'm not that good to do that. So I think this will be the best way for me to actually mould it, and then that'll set and go hard. I mean chalk's a lot quicker, I say easy, it isn't easier, but it's quicker, because with this stuff you need to wait a couple of days for it to dry and you only get one go at it. Because obviously it'll crumble and disintegrate, I'm guessing. Hopefully this will work. I mean I've never seen it done with this, so yeah, bit experimental. I've never done it before, but I know the method, what we need to do. So let's crack on and see if we can do it. There you go. I'll put wet my fingers a little. Oh dear. And let's see what we can do. Oh. It's all good fun, isn't it, eh? So hopefully this will dry quite solid, and hopefully I can get it off the model okay. Because if I can't, we got problems. Slightly. Don't know whether you're getting that very well on camera. I've got to keep moving it to get what I need, but hopefully that leg will just come out. Let's see. Yeah, so that's what we're looking for, to get the impression that we need and still be able to get the legs out okay. Then as I say, that'll be all pushed into the sand, and we should, in theory, get the design that we want. I mean, you're still going to have some clean up, obviously, but we're not going to actually know until that's all dry. I don't think that's looking too bad, is it? Don't worry 365, I'll clean the model up after. So now we've just got to let that dry. You can see it's packed around that will pull out. I'm just checking to make sure all the legs will come out when it's dry, and I'm not going to crack it all. Maybe a little bit too much there. Hopefully that'll come out. Yeah, it's just getting that out in one piece. That's going to be the problem, I think, using this stuff, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, there we go, that's that done. So hopefully when that's dry we can get that out, and then we can do the sand cast. So I'll see you in a couple of days, because I don't know whether I said it's air drying, so we just got to let it dry, because obviously this being plastic we can't heat it up or nothing. So it can't go in an oven, can't go in nothing like that. So it's just it needs something that'll air dry. I mean, if this doesn't work, I've got another couple of ideas up my sleeve. As I said, plaster of Paris would do it, and maybe some milliput, something like that. Milliput might do it, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on. I just want to make sure. As I say, I've never done it before, so we'll see how it goes. But hopefully that'll give us the impression of the legs that we need. I've got to stand that up somewhere now. There we go. So we're now over into the pouring shed. It's been 3 days since since you see me doing the air drying clay, and this is where we're at. There he is, there's the airy cow, look. You can see the air drying clay now. As you can see, there's a bit of shrinkage, so hopefully now all the moisture's gone. And it's all dry. I mean, it's solid. Now it's solid. And it feels, yeah, feels dry. It feels almost chalky. Never used this stuff before, as you know. Fingers crossed. By the look of it, hopefully we can get all the legs away. And it should come out, well, very, I want to say nervous. Yeah, nervous is the right word. Very nervous now, because this is where it starts getting a bit serious now, because obviously we do have to be careful, because any moisture left in there and we pouring up, it can be catastrophic, can't it? If you know, we're pouring hot molten metal onto that, and if there's any moisture still in, not only will it fail, but we're going to get explosions and pops, and we don't want that, do we? Not in the little shed. Yeah, I've a bit of in trepidation, bit worried now. It was all good fun, but now this is where the hairy cow meets the road, isn't it? What I'll do now, we'll crack on and get the sandcast impression set up. Right then, so here we are. Time to crack on with the sandcast. Well, I shouldn't say crack.
So can you not say crack?
Because we don't want none of this to crack. Time to carry on, because if this cracks, basically all our work is shot and done. We need to restart, so it'll be best part of 4 days of yeah, 4 days of nothingness. It's starting to get serious now, this whole challenge. Thank you 365. It's yeah, right, anyway, time to do the sandcast now. So what we need to do is get some, look at the size of that ring as well. You're having that. This is what I'm used to working with. Look, these little ones, look at that. It just shows you the scale of the job that I'm doing. So I'm really out of my comfort zone here now. This is uncharted waters. So yeah, what we need to do is get some sand in this, then I've got to push them in, and then obviously put the top of the flask on like I do with my normal flask pours, and off we go. I've just got to try and work out as well, keep my wits with me, what I'm going to do, because actually when I'm going to pour, when the flask's together, if you imagine it's together, obviously there's no side on this, so we're going to actually pour down into it, and I think I'm going to go into the side of the bison perhaps. I'll work that out when we get to it out, and then we'll just pour in and we'll do the sprue on the top. I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere there though, and hopefully gravity and the pressure of the silver going in will push it to all the places it will get, because I say we have one go at this. If it doesn't work, it's a complete reset. So let's get on and get some sand in here, and then we'll have a look at doing the impression. So I'm going to move this little guy over here somewhere safe, and we'll get on. Now I am just going to push some sand in to start, because obviously the first layer is where are we going to push it into, so we want it crisp as we can. Man, this is a big flask, man. It's going to take some filling, this. Oh dear. Oh, what have I said yes to? Why do I say yes to stuff? Oh. There's easier ways, surely. Right, now I'm thinking I don't want to push down too hard. I don't want to compact this too much, because If you look at that, look how thick he is. I've got to get that pushed in halfway. So if I compact this too much, it's never going to push in, and then we risk the cracking. But obviously we need a crisp thing, a crisp impression. But I think, just working it out now while I was pushing it in, I think what will actually happen is we'll try and compact it more once we've got it in both sides, then we'll start pushing more down afterwards. So it's kind of a risk reward, because if you push too much, I'm just going to crumble the air dried clay, aren't I? So yeah, this is why do I do it to myself? Right, let's have it. Let's pull this off and I'll clear up and we'll see what we've got, see if we can do an impression. I should pop that there. There we go. It looks pretty clean, so pleased with that. It's very much a learning process. This one is like, oh, just everything on a ginormous scale. Powder, let's get some powder. Let's get this guy. Right. It didn't look, to be honest, in my defence, it didn't look that big in his video. It really didn't.
That's what she said.
And when it arrived, I was like, oh, okay. It didn't look that big. Oh, what's he doing to me? Right, okay. It's probably overkill, but I prefer too much and too less on this one. I was really... Right. Now which way are we going to do it? Let's move that out of the way. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Oh guys, I really don't know. If I was just doing it without it, you'd go that way, wouldn't you? I've got to get halfway in. Well, let's have a go. Oh, the sand feels too tight. Have I done it too tight? I don't want to push down on that because I don't want to crack it. I think I've done the sand a bit too tight, because as you can see, oh there, we're getting a little crack there already, look. I've done the sand a bit too tight, let's see. Oh dear, oh my days. Oh my days. We can piece it back in, I think. Right, I'm going to have to redo the sand quickly. I'll do that off camera and come back to you once I've redone the sand. It's just a bit packed, a bit too tight. What I've done, I've dug some sand out, as you can see, and I've pushed it down so it's gone into the bottom there, look. And now what I'm going to do is start filling by hand now. That's the plan anyway. That's the plan. Just fill it in. Just see how it goes. Then put the top flask on and see what happens, because as I say, I don't want to risk pushing too much on that at the moment. So we've got him in, it's pushed in nice, so we'll just start filling in, and I'm going to fill in by hand just where I think I won't be able to get it if I just put the top flask on. So there's a bit under there, let's just push in. And when I remove the model, it shouldn't touch wood cause any problems, but we'll still see, won't we? As you can see, we're working with that dead space there, so that's where that'll push back in. In theory, yeah, it's just whether not everything works as theory should it? problems there. So it's not too bad. See, we'll get a better impression when we put more pressure on. So I'm just trying to fix it up so that when it comes in and out, we don't have a problem. Okay, his tail's there. I mean, we're going to get some breakage, but it's just minimising the amount of flashing and breakage we get, because obviously there's going to be clean up with the Dremel and stuff. So there we go. Let's try and get the top on. Yeah, let's try and get the top on, and we'll work from there, and we'll just give it a go. We'll see. If it doesn't work, then I'll restart, don't I? I'll reset. But here we go. Did he? Just sits on. Yeah. Right, so let's start getting some sanding. And I'll sieve it on and we'll see where we go. Right, we're only getting there now, time to really start compacting, I think, in a minute. Just hope we don't crack that clay. I'm really sorry, there's a big bee or wasp or whatever they are really doing my head in. He's somewhere. Can he keep hearing it? Right. Anyway. Right, so here we are. Back. It's both filled up both sides now. Pushed it down a little bit both sides, but nothing. I haven't given it too much Teddy, I hope. Just a little push. So I don't know now. We're just going to have to open it and see. You know, as I say, we're in uncharted waters. I've never done it. As I say, look, this is what I'm used to. Nice, easy, relaxing stuff. I mean, just look at that. Oh dear. Right. Let's crack this open and see what's going on. I have no idea. I can't even get my hands round it. That's how big it is. This really is the limit of operations. Ah, look at that! Look at that bad boy! Right, oh dear. Let's move that out of the way. Look at that though. Don't know if you're getting that. Look at that. Look at that. We've got his back. See how his leg's gone in. See how his leg's gone in. Look at that. And his little tail. Oh guys, I'm so pleased that's come out well. It's just now. The only problem we've got, that's so cool. The only problem we got though, got some break off in that one. The only problem we got though is getting that out of there. I'd want that one to have stayed in there, but it's a win. I'll take it because it's a win, isn't it? Now we've got to try and take him out of there and then put that back in the exact same place and close the flask. Let's move this side out the way, but look at that, that's worked. It shows, oh yeah, it shows that the process doing the dead space stuff will work, because we can see how, I'll zoom in, you can see that back leg's worked, we've got the impression, and also the front leg obviously, it's worked, the impression's there. So let me move this out the way. The theory does work, it's just now if I can get it all together. I'm just guessing I'm going to get a bit of break off with this one now, which is going to be just such a nuisance, but here we go then guys. 365. I can see a bit broken off at the back there, but that's come off on the other side, so if we get a bit of breakage I'm still going to go with it, just because how long it's took to go, and then we'll see what the ball comes out like. But oh, let's see what, oh, he's in well. Come on boy, come on darling. Oh, sausage. Don't want all that breaking up there. I'm just going to try and hold that in place. That's his back leg, isn't it, coming out? But okay, sausage, not too bad, not too bad. It's not too bad. As you see, we've got a little break off at the bottom. That doesn't bother me. His back leg, you got it. We've just got the impression there's going to be some flashing on that side, but that's okay, I can cut that off. We've just got a bit at the back there, but we'll deal with that. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it, and I'm just hoping it'll sit back in. So let me just try and sit him back in. We've got to watch, we've got a crack here, so this is going to be in two parts when I put it back in, so that's a bit of a pain. If you see, he sits in, top on. Right, fingers crossed now. Right, let's take him out and try and take the mould out. Right, let's get this out the way. The tricky bit we've got now, we have to take this off this without it all crumbling to pieces. That a little bit comes off like that, we can push it back together in there and hopefully it'll work. But as I say, never done it before, so I don't know. Yeah, let's see if we can get this open, get this off. Oh guys, oh that back leg's come off okay. Because obviously the cleaner this comes off, the cleaner the cast we get. Why did that have to break at the front? Okay, the front bit's come off, and they really need that to place that there. Right guys, I'll quickly try and show you this. See how we've got the cast of the leg there, if I'm not covering it up. Leg there, leg there. Now this is like a jigsaw puzzle. I've got to try and get all this back together and in there. So I'm guessing that's how it goes together, like that. So now I've just got to push it back into the sand. Put it over here. Here's the sand. There's my model. This bit in my front hand's so delicate now. So that's got to go like that. Oop. Like that, and we've got to push it back in. Hold on, eye up lad. Fits in like that, as you can see, and that fits at the front, so it's just getting that in at the front. I think I have to put this bit in at the front first, or it's all breaking. I'll put that bit in. In an ideal world that wouldn't have broke, but it's broke and we have to go with what we've got. So we just got to hope none of the silver disappears down that gap, but fingers crossed. So that's pushed back in now. I don't know if I can, I don't want to hold it up. I don't want to hold it up in case I break it. Oh, I'll have a go. See that little hole at the back, at the front? That's where the front leg goes. That's where it's gonna flow down in and do his leg. I'm going to get the other side of the cast, because now what we need to do, we need to do the pour hole. So I'm going to push that through. Oh guys, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous now, because if that breaks up anymore, we've done. We've done it. We're knackered. We're in right Barney. But oh guys, at least it's worked. The process has worked. Let's. I'm a bit nervous now. Let's get on. I've got to try and somehow get that flask onto that. I should have put that really in the other way, in the other one, shouldn't I? Because that's the bigger one. But oh guys, I don't know. I'm nervous now. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, that'll fit on, that's okay. So now I think I'm going to try and do the hole for the sprue. It's just, where am I going to pour through? I think I'm going to pour through. See, a pattern bit, I'm just wondering where's best to go. If I do it the plain bit on his body, might see, if I go through the hairy bit, it might be better if I go through a hairy bit, because I can disguise it better afterwards. Oh, I need another hand. Right, as you hear that come out. Just going to push that through again. Because that's where all the silver's going to come through and into it. Guys, I don't want to, but I'm going to have to take that out again because it's just getting in my way. Ah, didn't want to do this, but I'll have to just take it out. I'm going to move it over here safely. Just while I do the sprue, just help me a bit. Right, because that's the pouring hole obviously, but we need to make it a bit, I need to make it a bit bigger. I could have done with my knife. Where's my knife? So there's my sprue. That's where I'm going to pour in. Can you see the hole? I don't know if you can see the hole, but that's where it's going to, all the silver's going to go through. So we're going to make sure that's really clear. You know, bits of silver. I can still hear that bee. Right, there we go. So what I'm going to do. Now I better do some vent lines. Yeah, don't forget some lines. Come on, let's remember, because this is a big thing. So I'm going to do some lines off it just in case. His tail's going to be difficult. That leg. Don't know where the bottom is foot off with that sand thing. That's the problem. I mean, I could also poke through as well. Don't know whether I should do that as well. Poke all the way through to leave some, to let some steam escape. I mean, I've got quite a few coming out there, haven't I? But I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be quite a volatile bore because there's quite a lot of silver going in. I don't know. Because I could do a very thin one at the bottom of his legs in an ideal world, but with that, with the block on, with the clay blocking, I don't know how it's going to, because I've never done it before, I don't know how it's going to affect it. I've got no one to copy, I haven't seen no one. I don't know whether I should be doing venting holes using this technique. As I say, I've seen the technique 3 or 4 years ago, but it wasn't with this type of thing, so I don't know. I think we'll just go with it, and if, yeah, we'll trust in the silver gods, we'll go with it. Yeah, we'll go with it. Right, I'm going to try and get this back in now. Let's get this back in. There we go, that's it. Right then, let's get the top of the flask on. Here we go. God, weighs a ton. Oh. Right, top of the flask is on. Pour in there, bosh. Right guys, I'm going to turn the furnace on now. I'm going to have a coffee, sort my life out, and then we'll go for the pour. Here we go then. Get these warmed up. Right then, let's go. God, there, it's took the lot. I don't know if there was enough in there. Oh my word. Oh, I hope there was enough in there. It took the lot. I mean, I'll put a load in. I'm not going to say how much I put in because we are going to play a game with the weights. But if you see, I don't know if you're going to get it on the camera, but it just took everything that was in there. I just don't know. Oh, I'm going to be gutted if I haven't put enough silver in after all this. Absolutely gutted. But just give it a minute and then we'll crack it open and see what we got. But I will be gutted. Feels solid on top. The last bit, as you seen, the last little bit's just blobbered out, but it's, I don't know whether it's just, I was just enough, I don't know. We know it's going to be a chunky pour, so I've put the most in I've ever put in my life. Oh God! Oh, still flaming on top. Oh guys, so excited. Let's we let's get the tongs out of the way because they're still pretty warm. Let's put them under there so they're safe. Let's yeah, look, there's only one thing left now, isn't it? Crack it open and see what's happened. I might have to flip it up this way. It weighs an absolute ton now. It weighed a ton before. I don't know if you're getting that on camera, as you can see. Don't know whether that's a sprue or just a bit clogged in at the top, but here we go, guys. God, blimey. I can't. Oh, it's the thing's cracked. Oh my days! Oh! Oh my days, have we done it? I can't see. Oh! It looks amazing, but we just haven't quite got it. I don't think there's enough silver. Oh, Oh guys, let me dig him out. That's such a shame. Oh. You getting that bad boy? You getting that? Oh yeah. Let me see if I can hold him up. He weighs a ton. Can't grab it. He weighs a ton. I can't grab him. Get me. If you can see, I don't know if you can see that because of all the smoke. So annoying. We're just missing a bit of his back leg. Look, a bit of his back leg just didn't pour in. That's so annoying because the rest of it looks top drawer. What I'll do, we'll get him round for the quench and then we'll have a closer look at him because the shed's getting really smoky. I need to open the door. Let's get the door open and we'll see what we've done. But look at that bad boy. But it just proves the technique works. I just needed a bit more silver. I was just a bit short. It didn't go all the way down the mould. Oh, so annoying. Almost done it. Can we have a three-legged hairy cow? Not quite, is it? Right. Let's get it round for the quench, and we'll get the smoke out. Oh my days. Right. Grab hold of the. See how tiny the sprue is? Right, let's get him over. Man, that's a quench still going. So here we have it. As you can see, the result just not quite did it. As you can see, we're missing his bit of his back leg there. We're missing a shin there and a hoof there. So we missed it by a shin and a hoof. That leg come out absolutely bang on, fabulous. As you can see the hoof, all the casting, look, all come out fine. As did this front one. Nice hair, hoof. So it shows the method does work. Yeah, absolutely, because they're obviously on opposite sides, so it does work. Just a silver stop short there, and it stopped short there. So annoying, because the rest of the cast, really good. I mean, you probably won't pick it up. I mean, if this was toned up, antiqued up, yeah, it looked really cool. So almost did it. First pour, our first go, first attempt, almost completed it. But it just proves that the process, the method works. As we got those two out, and it just probably what happened, I have watched the pour again on the video. When I was actually pouring, I kind of like stuttered a bit, and some went in at the very beginning, some went in, and then I stopped pouring. So I'm guessing it just didn't have enough gravity and force of the silver to push it all the way through to those bits. That, and maybe the cast wasn't 100% in those areas, so it's something I've got to revisit. But on this one, it looks like 365's run one round one. and I think I've got to revisit and redo it. I'll just do the process exactly the same again, and I'll see what the result is. And what we'll do now, I'll send, once I get it done and finished, I'll send it off to 365 and you can do an unboxing and you can see it being unboxed, the finished article on 365's channel. But there he is, hairy bison, buffalo, hairy cow, whatever you want to call him, almost done. Just a shin and a hoof too far.